Our next in the series of videos is going to look at sign-in when the user is enabled for MFA via conditional access. In this particular case, we're going to log in as Christy. Christy has conditional access that says MFA required for all apps in all locations, which actually is no real different than the old MFA legacy method, but that's just because I've done it for simplicity. We sign in, we enter her details, we enter her password, and we get your organization. So it doesn't look any different. We click next, and we get the old registration wizard. Now I'm going to stop at that point. Okay? We've done a user, we've done conditional access, but we've taken ourselves to the old registration wizard. It looks no different from the Office 365 standard method of enforcing conditional access, enforcing MFA for everyone. The only difference here is not in the registration, but in the when MFA turns up, and that's all conditional access features. So if I had a conditional access rule that was for less MFA, MFA in risky situations or MFA when on a certain IP address, then that's what I want to do. Next user, Deborah, is conditional access with the new registration wizard. So again, we're going to the browser, we're going to the Office application, office.com website, enter the user's credentials, enter their password. We're required to register. Again, no deferring allowed. We can't defer the registration for 14 days or anything like that. We don't have that functionality. The user has hit an app that requires MFA. The user is not registered, therefore the user must register. So we go as Deborah. We're going to get the new registration wizard. We can see that's going to sign-ins.microsoft.com. Okay. And again, we just set up for phone. Okay. And I'm going to go through the phone registration process. I choose my country code and I enter my telephone number. I've got the option to text me a code. I go next, and it says we've sent a 6-digit code to the telephone number, and I am asked to enter that code into here. So I enter the code. Again, codes can be used a single time and don't last very long, a couple of minutes. Text takes a few minutes to arrive. We've entered the code. The SMS code is correct based on what was sent to my phone. My phone and my login account are now paired. My phone is now a 2-factor auth device via SMS for my login. Now, SMS is not necessarily the most secure. There are better options. Again, in this video, we're just showing the user experience based on the settings the admin sets rather than which is better. So I can click next. My default method is chosen, my sign-in method is done. What I don't see at the moment, and I know it's been requested, is an option to add additional methods or an easy way of getting back to this after I click done. Hopefully that will come soon. I'm going to choose to stay signed in, although it's an in private browser, so that's a bit pointless. And so I'm signed into Office 365. Okay. Once the user is signed in, the user can click on their photo, choose My Account. That takes them to portal.office.com account. Again, I suspect this will change at some point. And security and privacy options. Okay? And I can change my password and stuff like that. What I can't do easily from here, and it's quite hard to find, is my place to change my MFA settings. If I go to my Office profile, I get taken to Delve. And again, that's not where I want to be. Okay? So it's quite hidden from the user perspective as to where to go. So I can go to My Account, Manage Security and Privacy, and I should see an option here for MFA methods. If I can't see that, I actually can go aka.ms/MFA setup if I've got the new registration wizard enabled. So you could paste a link to this URL on intranet or send it out to users if you want them to register in advance, for example. We go here, it takes me to the sign-ins page. Now the user is already signed in, has already registered, so there's no requirement to register again. But I see my security info and methods. And I wonder if this will become the My Profile page in not the near, not the far future. Okay. The method sign in, default sign in method, and in this tenant, I've got the ability to add a method. And this is how I can add second methods. So for example, I could choose to add the Authenticator app and click add. It says you get the app by downloading it, or choosing next, or and I can use a different authenticator app. So I can use the Google Authenticator or YubiKey authenticated devices or Okta Verify. There's a whole bunch of different authenticator apps I could use. I'm going to use the Microsoft one. It says, having installed the app, if allow notifications, allow that to happen, and then select add school or work account. So I click next. I'm going to be presented with a QR code. Now the QR code I need to scan. So when I've said add an account on my phone, which I'm doing, and I choose a work or school account as the previous page prompted, I get a camera view and I can scan the QR code. Upon scanning the QR code, I get a button called Finish and click Finish. If I'm on a mobile device, I don't get the QR code. I have to enter the information directly. Okay. Once I've done that on the phone, I come back to the wizard here and click Next. And it will check that the pairing between the phone, it's added an entry to the phone, and below works. Now here it says it's run into a problem. Not sure why it's added it to my phone. So I'm just going to click next and see if it works a second time. There we go. Possibly because I paused while recording the video. On my phone, I get the request to approve the sign-in. So I approve the sign-in. The notification was approved on the PC, and I'm done. I now have my two methods added, and at the default sign-in, I could change that to the notification. Now, for the authenticator, I can do the notification, or I can do a code for the notification. The notification is set up to provide either the push notification to the mobile device, or it shows a code on the mobile device, and I can type that in. The code works if I have no data or no network on the mobile device. The code works offline. So even if the device has no network, as long as the device has power, I can get the code and I can enter the code in. So I'm going to set my notification as the default. I'm going to do confirm, and I'm told that my default sign-in is updated. I'm signed in as Deborah. So what we're going to do is close this, re-sign in as Deborah, and see what the user experience for that is. So here we are back on the sign-in page. I've entered the username for Deborah, and I've entered the password for Deborah. Again, because Deborah has now registered, we're not asked to register again, but I'm given a notification. On my phone, I get, do I approve the sign-in? I click approve, and I'm signed in. Do I want to ask that again? I say no, and I would never be asked that again. Again, this is an in-private browser. I'm going to be always asked that. But on a normal browser, where my cookies are saved, I'm not going to be asked to sign in again until my sign-in password changes, or I use a different computer, or my MFA settings become invalid. They expire. So we can see the registration and then the subsequent next run process in this video.